Hello, I'm Matt and welcome to BANTER Workshop. So now I want to make a stable door for the garden room. I've got some tongue and groove to make it out of and 7 boards are going to be perfect. But first I need to rip off the tongue and the groove from the end pieces. So I'm going to get the table saw set up and do it on that. I really need to get or make a stand for this table saw, and then I can use my workbench as the outfeed table. But for now I just have to work off the floor. With the tongue ripped off the first and the groove ripped off the last piece, I can get them put together, and I just use a clamp to pull it all tight and hold it in place. Now the door now needs 4 bracing parts put on it, so I'm going to set the miter saw up and get them all cut. I can now get these braces screwed on. Now I like to use my track square as a square to line things up. Then I get these braces put in place and a couple of screws into each board below, but no glue. So first I'm going to get the one on the bottom and where the top of the door is going to be. Now the centre braces need attaching. Now I've marked out the centre between the 2 braces I've already installed. Now one of these braces is going to go over that line, and I'm going to cut the door open on that line, but only halfway through. It'll all make sense in a minute. Anyway, so I can get these braces screwed in this position. So far I haven't really worried about the length of the door. I've left the end rough and the top far too long, so I can use the track saw to trim the bottom nice and square. Then I can take the measurement off that and trim it to its final height. Right, so I've got the door cut to its length, and they were my first ever 2 cuts with the new track saw. So now I feel I've got the hang of it, I can make the scary cut. And that's cutting the door in half so it's actually a stable door. Now the key is I only want to go through the thickness of the door, not the actual support pieces. So, wish me luck. So it worked, and I didn't mess up a morning's work, and I now have a stable door. So the door's going to be painted with the same green as the windows, but unfortunately first, it's sanding. This is a Dulux Weather Shield paint. I'll put a link to it down below on the tools I use page. When the paint's dry, it's back to Northamptonshire to get these installed. Now to get the door fitted, and it's the same process as the windows to start. Cutting the breathing membrane back, getting it stapled into place, and then getting the flashing tape installed. So now I need to make a frame for this door. So what I'm going to do is build it inside here on the floor as a nice flat working surface. So I'm going to lay the door out, get it measured, and then cut some treated 4x2s down as the frame. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring my vac, so you can see what a difference it makes with the mess. Lucky I'm working outside, not in my nice clean room. With all the parts cut for the frame, I can get it all screwed together. I'm now going to flip the door over in the frame so it's resting on these stretchers. And then I need to get some battens cut that are going to be the door jamb. So they can get cut and then they can be positioned so they're sat on top of the door and that will be in the right place, and then I can get them screwed to the frame. Now I thought this was a great idea and a clever way of doing it, but like normal, I was wrong. Anyway, I got all the battens cut, and then before installing them, I got all the screws started, just because it's easier to do it while it's not actually in the door. Now with the door jambs in, I can flip this whole thing over again, and then you can see those braces are level with the back of the door frame, and that means I can get the hinges attached. Unfortunately the hinges are actually kinked, so I had to move all those stops, but it worked out in the end. I didn't have any black screws the right size, so I'm just going to put a dab of paint over when I'm finished. With a hinge on each of the braces, I can then get the door into place. Even after all that measuring, it's always a relief when it fits. I get some packers put in so it's even, and then some screws driven in through the packers to lock it in place. Now these hinges just lift off so I can get the top door put on. It might be quite nice to be able to lift the door off in the summer. So now I need to silicone around the frame and just seal it all up. I put this bit of wood in the bottom of the frame just to keep the spacing correct, but now I've got it installed, I can get that removed. So I've got this lock to go on here, so I need to mark out where it needs to go, and then I can drill a 26mm hole through for the barrel with the spade bit. I've just gone through so the bit's pointing out the other side. Now I can finish the hole from the other side so I don't get any breakout. The lock comes with some coach screws, so first I need to drill a pilot hole for them and then they're going to be put in place. So the keeper for the door can now go on, and it goes on with the same bolt, so pilot holes first and then it can be put into place. So the lock comes with this little brass ring just to tidy up around the barrel, but what I've gone for is an optional extra handle, so now I'm going to get that fitted. I'll put a link down below on the tools I use page to this lock and the handle. So at the moment, the two halves of the door are completely separate and we need to attach them together. So I've just got a little bolt, and that's the last thing to do is fit that. So there we go, we've got a stable door. Now, there's a couple more things I want to do. I want to add a drip edge to the top half of the door and the bottom edge, but I wanted to get installed first. So when I go back to the workshop, I'll make those and do it next time. But it's basically just what I've done on the windowsill. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons, and please subscribe for more videos.